Godzilla vs. Hedorah is very probably the most polarizing Godzilla movie of them all. Some people will swear this is the worst Godzilla movie ever, while others, like Adam Wingard, director of the upcoming Godzilla vs. Kong movie, will place it in their top 5 movies of the franchise. And I know I said this is normal for the franchise, but this is a different case because this is a weird-ass movie. The villain of this film is, well, Hedorah, an alien tadpole who started feeding on Earth's pollution until it got big enough to become a nuisance to humans, attacking tankers and stuff. This movie has a heavy-handed environmentalist message. I mean, about 1/5 of it is images of pollution in the water. But this is OG environmentalists from before the media started stuffing this crap in our throats non-stop until we were full of it. So I respect that. Hedorah eventually evolves into a 4-legged thingy that can walk on land and consume more pollution. Thankfully, Godzilla is around to protect the city, slowly fighting with the monster until it gives up and retreats. But the fight is not without its collateral damage that includes Alright. And then there's also a party where this guy was experiencing what seems to be a very bad trip until a piece of the monster comes crawling down the stairs. Wait, I'm sorry. Roll the clip again, please. What? The movie is all divided by animated vignettes that more or less try to convey the big conflicts of the moment in easily digestible ways. It is, I don't know, seems redundant and or complacent to me. It's a Godzilla movie, for crying out loud. It's not that difficult to get it. I mean, Yoshimitsu Banno, the director of this movie, had a documentary background, which may explain these and other of the film's quirks, but it is still unnecessary and only adds to the flick's mountain of oddities. Next time Hedorah appears is in the form of a... what the hell is this? Wherever he passes by, people get instantaneously sick or severely burned, if they are lucky. If they are not, it's instant death by disintegration. Even Goji has a hard time fighting him this time, getting seriously injured and unable to further battle the creature. More weird artsy stuff. Eventually, humankind finds out that Hedorah is vulnerable to, well, what do you know? Electricity. And build 2 giant electrodes with enough power to fry the monster for good. What an original way of defeating a giant monster! I never saw that before! Meanwhile, a group of young people decides to throw a party at the top of Mount Fuji to raise awareness of pollution. Don't ask me how. And the party bombs anyway, so whatever. Maybe it's because it started in black and white before transitioning to color. What? But other hippie shit attracts the attention of Hedorah, now in its final form. They try to fight it with torches, but... wait, let me get this straight. You drove to a mountain to throw a party to protest against pollution, but when no one showed, you just started partying anyway, thus attracting the attention of a dangerous giant monster which you intend to fight with torches? It's almost like you wanted to get killed. Godzilla shows up for a 3rd round against the smog monster, just to get his ass whooped a 2nd time in a very slow fight. Ultimately, it's humanity's plan that deals the killing blow to Hedorah, as the army slowly attracts the creature to the middle of the 2 electrodes. Have I mentioned this movie has some serious pacing issues? However, surprise surprise, there is not enough power to fry Hedorah, But Godzilla is way too pissed at the freaking thing to let human Hedorah stop his revenge. So he just shoots at one of the electrodes and activates it himself. Hedorah becomes a pile of dry dirt that Godzilla pokes in search for its balls. Ice. It's ice. From the corpse of Hedorah flies away Hedorah. Godzilla, however, is so pissed at this point that he just shoots at the ground, propelling himself up and forward, engaging in pursuit of that blob of trash. Yes, flying. I just described Godzilla flying. No, I'm not kidding. Why would I? It's hard enough to make fun of this movie as it is. Why make it more difficult? Anyway, Godzilla drags Hedorah back to the electrodes, fries it again, and then makes sure it is dead for good by spreading whatever part of it that is still soft and moisty between the electrodes, just so he can fry them again. Guess you can never be too sure. And then the movie ends with Godzilla walking all his way back to the ocean. Hate to break it down for those of you who like this movie, but it's actually pretty bad. It is slow as heck, dragging itself through action sequences that seem to occur in slow motion, an expository monologue that is boring and redundant even for this franchise standards. Furthermore, the film has a significant tone issue. One moment showing the gruesome death of civilians and the other showing Godzilla flying. Just to make matters worse, its treatment of its main issue is ridiculously simplistic and childish, not doing the cause any favors. Kinda like the kids at Mount Fuji. But I give this movie 2 credits. First is the theme song, which, despite contributing for the tonal problem I mentioned, is awesome. It's really catchy. The second one is that all its quirkiness actually makes for a quite memorable experience. It's pretty much unlike anything else in this franchise. Hell, it may even be unlike anything out there at all. I think it's a little bit reductionist of my part to take so little time to talk about one of the most polarizing movies of the franchise, but hey, what you gonna do? I'm getting lazy. Next time, get ready to hear him talk.
Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives. Tell you what to
No, not him. Him!